into the chaos.
Okay, so this is my top 10 favorite Sonic games. I'm gonna let you know right now, this list isn't gonna be like other people's lists. Sonic is definitely one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. Like, I really just love Sonic, and I basically love all of his games. Although these games definitely stand out from the rest of the Sonic games. At least for me anyways. It wasn't too hard to figure out which ones I was gonna put on this list. And with that being said, so for number 10 I have Team Sonic Racing, the most recent Sonic game to come out. This game is number 10 for me because it's a very fun racing game. Each of the characters show their personality throughout each race, and I really enjoy this. Like, it even seems that most of the Sonic characters have their old personalities back. Maybe not to the fullest extent, but it definitely seems noticeable that they act the way they used to before Sonic Colors. But I even like the story mode. It's obviously not too in-depth because it's a racing game, but it works really well. For number 9, I got Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, I know this is just a Sonic and Knuckles title screen, but you get the picture. They're supposed to be one game anyways. Spoilers for the rest of the list, but this is the only classic game on here. But this is definitely the best of them all. This game introduced Knuckles, who is one of my favorite Sonic characters, and he is very fun to play as. Although I still like playing as Sonic and Tails. This game took what the first two had to offer and expanded it even more. I really enjoyed playing through basically all of the stages. I love the additional new shields that they have. I even like the special stages, which is something I didn't like in any of the other previous classic games. But yeah, this game is just a better version of the first classic games. For number 8, I have Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. This game is basically the first 3D Sonic game, and it was really fun. This is when Sonic started to go more in depth with its story. And they started off with something really interesting. The fact that Eggman found out about a creature that once destroyed an entire civilization, he awakened it so that he can take over the world. This creature being Chaos. And you go through the whole story learning more about Chaos and its power to grow using the Chaos Emeralds. Not only did this game have a good story, but it also had a lot of characters to play through. Some of them weren't that fun to play through, like Amy and Big, but the rest of them were decent at least. And Amy and Big only took up a small portion of the game anyways. Although I feel like with the right tweaking, both of these characters could be fun to play as. In a future game, if this game were ever to be re-released. But anyways, the other characters, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and E102 Gamma, are characters I really enjoy playing the game with. And I also really like the hub world, which doesn't really make a return in any future Sonic games, except for a few, but it's enjoyable in this game. It's not too big to run around. It's just the right size so you can know where to go, get to your stages pretty fast, but still be rewarded for searching around the hub world. You get bonus power-ups, and you get emblems to unlock other stuff. Number 7 is Sonic Battle. This is a really awesome fighting game. The very first time I played this game, I did have some issues with it, but once I got to learn actually how the game works, that's when I started to like it a lot more. It still would have been on my list either way, but now I just get more enjoyment out of it. So this is like a little 3D battle game where you get to play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Cream, Shadow, Rouge, or Gamma. Even Chaos makes an appearance in the game. There's a new character called Emerald, and he is basically like a custom character. You get to choose what moves he can use as you unlock them throughout the story. So he can battle however you want him to battle. Speaking of the story, it's a pretty good one. Basically all the Sonic games I have on here have a good story that I like. So you're going to be hearing that a lot. But aside from the story, the combat in each fight is really amazing. Each character has their own unique fighting style, and they all have their own unique special moves. The only problem I have with this game is it does get a little repetitive. I feel like if I actually had someone to play with, then the game would be higher on the list. Or if the battles in the story mode didn't repeat themselves too much. Either way, it's still a good fighting game that I really love to play. For number 6, I have Sonic and the Black Knight. This game is basically a spin-off game where Sonic travels to a world of the old days when sword fighting and castles were a thing, and he goes to destroy the evil that lurks around the land. I like this game because Sonic with the sword, awesome. It's just really awesome concept, and it's executed awesomely. A game that people don't really seem to like all that much. This game has stages that are really fun to run through and kill all the enemies with your awesome sword skills. You even get to play as different characters in the story mode once you reach a certain point. And they all have their unique abilities, and that's really awesome. You also get to unlock different weapons, and that's awesome too. The only thing that stopped this game from being any higher is the motion controls, kinda. I mean, they work, and I don't really ever have that much of a problem with them, but I can't help but feel that without motion controls, it would be a lot better. For number 5, we have the Sonic game that I've definitely played the most in my entire life. Probably the game that I've played the most out of any game in my entire life. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. This game is the one after Sonic Adventure, obviously, because it's 2. And they took away the hub world, which is a little disappointing. I kind of would enjoy another hub world. But what they do have is good enough for me. What I really like about this game is the action that each stage has in it. Sonic and Shadow stages are really fast and exhilarating. Knuckles and Rouge's stages are fun to explore around and feel really good to complete quickly once you know the layout of the stage. Tails and Eggman stages are probably my least favorite, but to be honest, it's only because I don't really enjoy playing as Eggman, and I think I prefer Tails outside of a mech suit. But had it been Gamma playing again, I would have enjoyed these stages a lot more. I have a little personal bias when it comes to playing as certain characters, so that's basically the only reason. But the stages themselves and how the characters play are pretty cool. It's really great racking up a large score after locking on to multiple enemies, and maneuvering isn't so bad once you get the hovering power up for both of the characters. Before you get the hovering power up, yeah, it's kind of sucky. I'm not gonna lie. At least for me. But altogether, the game is really fun to play through, and once again, the story is amazing. The battle between the dark side and the good side is fun to watch. The fact that Eggman unlocks Shadow, and not knowing who Shadow really is a good mystery to unfold throughout the story. Another amazing part of this game is the Chao Garden, which I spent a lot of time in, and just really enjoyed it so much as a part of my childhood. Number 4, I have Sonic Chronicles, a game that I don't think anyone else likes but me. This is an RPG spin-off kind of game for Sonic, and obviously I enjoyed it since it's this high on the list. Like, once again, a great story coming from the Sonic game. And the RPG combat, while it's very simple, it's still fun to get into. You have lots of characters to play as, you have some fun side missions to do, and there's some pretty cool team power moves that the characters have. You even get to choose a little bit how the characters conversate with each other, and I enjoy that. You don't really get to see Sonic and his team talk about unique topics. But yeah, I really played this game a lot, and I enjoyed playing through it every single time. Honestly, a sequel of this game or just this game being remade would be really awesome and add more to it, because it does lack a little in bonus content. Or should I say it lacks a lot in bonus content, because once you beat the game, there's really nothing to do but beat the game again. And while I enjoy doing that, it'd be nice to explore another world or something like that. Number 3, we have Shadow the Hedgehog. Another game that people seem to not enjoy very much for some odd reason. I can't really think of a good explanation for this, but I'll get into that in a different video. But anyways, this game is about Shadow discovering who he really is. After aliens start attacking Earth, the master of all the aliens tells him that he knows who he truly is. And so Shadow goes out to find the Chaos Emerald so that he can find out who he truly is. I really love the different missions that each stage provides for you to do. Although some of them can be a little repetitive and some of them can be completely awful, for the most part, they're really fun to do. I love Shadow's new Chaos powers being Chaos Blast and Chaos Control. It's really exciting when you get your power meter filled up and can either unleash a devastating blast or just fly through the stage extremely fast. It is extremely helpful when going through a normal mission of just completing the stage. There's even a 2-player mode, although it's not that much impressive, it's still fun to do sometimes. The only thing that's holding this game back for me is the fact that I feel that the Chaos powers could have been more in depth. And the fact that Shadow doesn't really interact with any of the other characters despite them being in a lot of his stages. For number 2, I have Sonic Heroes. This game has the most playable characters out of any Sonic game besides Team Sonic Racing, I think. And that's really cool to me, although the characters are stuck to playing as a team with one another. I still really like the quantity of characters that we have. Each one of these characters sets out on their own journey to basically find Eggman. Sonic's team does it because Eggman is threatening to destroy the world. Shadow's team does it because they want revenge on Eggman, and Rouge wants the treasure he has, whatever the heck that is. And Amy's team, well, they actually just want to find Sonic and Froggy and Chocolachow. So they really aren't looking for Eggman, but they might as well be because Sonic's obviously going for Eggman, so yeah. And then Team Chaotic doesn't know they're looking for Eggman, but he's the one sending them out on their missions so that they can go save them. Yeah, that's right, they're going to save Eggman. Turns out, Eggman isn't the actual bad guy, it's Metal Sonic. He's been deceiving the other characters the entire time. Pretty good twist if you ask me. At least it was when I was a kid. So that's basically the story. Not the most in-depth story of a Sonic game, but like I said for the previous game, it works and it's really enjoyable. I also like really playing as each team, even though they all have similar abilities, they have enough uniqueness between each of them for me to enjoy playing each team individually. Like Espio's able to go invisible and run through enemies undetected. Shadow's able to freeze time with his team attack. And each of the fighting characters have different upgrades, like Knuckles being able to throw fireballs at the end of his upgrades, while Omega shoots a whole bunch of missiles. Also, each one of the stages is really fun to play through. It's got enough action, it's got enough combat for me. The stages look really, really nice and beautiful. And my number 1 favorite Sonic game is Sonic the Hedgehog, or as everyone else knows it by, Sonic 06. Yep, this is my favorite Sonic game. Probably already clicked off the video a long time ago, but if not, you'll probably get click off it now. You know, how could I possibly love a game that's so glitchy and terrible and basically ruins Sonic? Well, I don't see it as that. Everyone else thinks this game is completely trash, but I just love this game. And the reason for that is the story, characters, you know, basically everything I've been saying before, but this took it to the next level. Like, in my eyes, yes, this game is a little glitchy, But the glitches were never a problem to me. Like, the only thing that I can even look back on and not enjoy about this is the loading time. But back then, the loading time didn't bother me because I was a patient person. So I just patiently sat through and enjoyed playing as Sonic, Shadow, or Silver. Honestly, I kind of think that people were over-exaggerating the glitches, at least from my perspective. I mean, I played this game when I was young, and I also got it for $10. So I just had this full game with everything I could dream of for just $10. Like, that was just amazing to me. Like, I was like, yo, $10, the game's probably not gonna be that long or something. But no, it was a full game for $10, and I was just, oh my god, I was so in love. So that might be why my perspective's a little bit different, because most people probably got it on launch and just saw the glitches. But even then, I still think people over-exaggerated the glitches. And any glitch that did affect the game, I could actually just ignore it or think of a way around it. And it was pretty easy too. Like, when you're going around a loop and you have to hit it perfectly or else you're gonna fly off, well, I just hit it perfectly every time. It wasn't that big a deal for me. I fell off like one time, and then after that it just didn't happen again because I just adjusted. And that's probably also something that makes me enjoy the game more. The fact that I'm able to adjust to basically any possible bad sides that the game had. Like, I really love playing as Shadow in the new Chaos moves they introduced. Like, Shadow the Hedgehog, the game introduced some Chaos powers, but this one just introduced a lot more. And there were moves you could do without having your Chaos meter filled up. And Silver is just a character who gets a lot of hate, but he's really interesting. Like, his psychic mechanics, although they weren't the best, I gotta say, at least his normal attack isn't the best. It doesn't really work most of the time. But once you get the upgrade, like, he's really fun to play as. And I really love the upgrades in general. Like, all the upgrades, yeah, Sonics can break the game, but you don't have to use them to break the game. Basically, this game to me is like the tallest building ever built. But the problem is, the building wasn't completely done. It had cracks in it, and places if you stepped, the whole thing would come crashing down. But I never stepped in those parts, and I just enjoyed how tall the building was and how much I could explore in the building. Just avoid the cracks and enjoy what there was. And I would love to see this game, like, remade. Maybe not exactly, obviously like a new story or something, but like a game like this, but in a way for everyone else can enjoy it. Because this game really had a whole lot going for it. And yeah, I can see why people don't like it, or why it's a bad game, but those things just don't affect it for me. Because like I said, I can go around any little faults the game has and just enjoy what the game was trying to show the world. An amazing Sonic game. And that's why it's my favorite.